Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is the reading for the sign of Aquarius for February 2016, a tarot reading. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a personal consultation, please, below you can see the link to my services page. You can click on it and you can see my rates, and if you'd like to work with me, you can then send me an email to duniazad@gmail.com. The readings that I do are all written down by me. I don't use software readings. I write them myself. I write in Portuguese or in English. And today I'm using the decks for you, Aquarius, and other signs as well. The Nicoletta Cecoli of Secoli Tarot for the Celtic Cross reading, 10 cards, and an oracle deck, the Karma Angels. You can pick now. You can pick between option A or option B, and at the end of the reading, for your own personal angelical message, you'll have your own personal angelical message from this deck according to your choice, if you picked option A or option B. So let's start. Let's start Aquarius for February 2016. As the significator, you have the Hermit. Do you know how to say this in Portuguese? Eremita. This is our little Portuguese lesson for today. Eremita. So it's a month of solitude, of being alone, or maybe even studying and researching something. But if it's a research, it has to do with the meaning. What is the meaning of life? It's that sort of thing. Or if you already discovered the meaning of life, if you are in the research field in any area, so you're researching that. It could be anything, chemistry, environment, medicine, biology, whatever. Aquarius is a very rational, logical, very intellectual sort of sign. So some of you might be, in the university, but you might have finished university, and you might be like a teacher there, or you might be a researcher there. So your professional path has to do with university in some shape or form. It could be that. I'm seeing other meanings here also, not just in the professional realm. In the position of something which is yet not seen, you have the Six of Pentacles. This might mean that maybe you're waiting for funding or a scholarship, not a scholarship, but more like funding to your research to be provided, and you're like waiting for an answer, and maybe at the end of the month or during this month, this funding will eventually come to you. Maybe not as much as you would want, but maybe like the bare minimal. It could be that it might also, if it's not that, it might be to do with, if the reading pertains more to a relationship, like a romantic relationship, you have to be aware of issues surrounding control and submission and dominance, and who controls who, and who dominates who, and who submits to whom. We have to be aware of that, of control issues around a relationship. Not that that will happen, I'm just, giving you a heads up. I'm thinking this is more to do with funding. In the position of the root for the month, you have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups also reflects the Hermit card. It's a time or a month for you to stay still, ponder, reflect, and not take action. Even if you want to take action, maybe you want to take action, I would say no, but it's like a period that, liking it or not, you cannot take action, because is, she's in this half something. I know this is not an Aquarius, but it could be. But she's stuck there. She cannot leave. There's water surrounding her. Even if she wants to leave, she's like a little mermaid. She cannot. She's like being forced to stay still and to think and to reflect. In the position of the past influencing the present, you have the Two of Wands. I would say that in the past you had courage, and you had some sort of audacity to go on and take on the world, or at least to go after something which really filled you with passion. And because you are a very intellectual sign, I would say that has to do something with your career, your profession, and it's I'm thinking academia, university, higher knowledge, research of some kind. So maybe you decided to research something that, and because you really liked it. The wands signifies fire. Fire has to do with passion and enthusiasm. Study something that you really liked, because you are passionate about this subject. So you are continuing the research with in this subject, which really, at least in the past, filled you with passion. Now, in the position of what you want, what you desire, you have the King of Pentacles. I know it's a little doll, but in this deck, the kings are different. The kings are represented by the dolls, and sometimes they lift up their skirt or their dress, yeah, and like something comes out, like if it's the Queen of Wands, like a dragon comes out. In the Queen of Pentacles, the king, that's the queen. The King of Wands, it's a doll or a female or a feminine figure. She lifts up her skirt and a dragon comes out. Dragon has fire. Here it's a bull. The bull represents the sign of Taurus. Taurus is from an earth sign. Pentacles represent the earth sign. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. What you want, I would say, you want to be the leader, and you wish you have all the money that you would like to go and fund your own research and not have to wait for handouts from someone. Maybe this research kind of funds. This funding kind of gives money to part of your research, but not all of it. You don't have money to just investigate fully everything that you'd like. So maybe you just kind of have to focus on this part, on this tiny little thing, and you wish to have the money for a more comprehensive research, with more assets, with more resources, so you can actually find out what you need to find out, and then also so that you can be the leader in this area of research, whatever it is. And you would also like very much to imagine that you're investigating some new drug. I'm going to give another example. In the Portuguese reading, I gave the example of diabetes. I'm going to give the example of malaria. Imagine that you're you're researching that, searching a way to end, obliterate malaria from the world. You want to be the leader in that department. You want to have the money to research the medicine which will be the leader in the world, and in anything relating to getting rid of malaria. You want that medicine which you create, or the team with whom you work, because Aquarius is works with a group. You want your team to be the name of your medicine. You want it to mean the same as aspirin means to getting rid of a headache, for instance. So you want to be the leader, and you want the rewards. You want the financial rewards with that research. So you want to be really financially rewarded for that, and you want to be praised. Also, the King of Pentacles speaks, if it has nothing to do with money and research and all of that, also speaks, also you want to do this in a very pragmatic and realistic sort of manner, okay? You had the passion before, but you want to fulfill this passion in a very realistic, step-by-step, practical way. But this can also speak of controlling your emotions, can also speak of that. In the position of the near future, you have the Tower card, number 16. So maybe something in the outside world will happen, that maybe some sort of rupture or chaos might happen that will maybe affect your life. I don't know what it is. It could be anything. It could even be some major event that might influence the way you work or your research or even your funding. In the position of you, or meaning the card which represents you, also this card I didn't mention before, to me this means love at first sight, or not necessarily at first sight. It could be passion, like something that comes out of the blue. Maybe you worked with someone for a very long time, and suddenly you realize you are in love with this person, man or woman, doesn't matter. Also, that card to me also means passion, overwhelming passion. In the card which represents you have the Nine of Swords. So again, an inability to take action, inability to move, probably because then there's some sort of fear that doesn't allow you to move. Plus you are thinking and thinking and thinking. You are really worried. If you fell in love, for instance, this would explain this card, and you're very worried, and you cannot sleep. There's insomnia, and you don't know how to behave, you don't know how to act, you're feeling very stressed. But this is more like in your head. It might be also the influence of whatever event took place in your world or in your environment or in your surroundings. I don't know what it is, something. So maybe that will cause you to feel very stressed and very worried. Again, this can have many meanings. I said fell in love because in the position of the environment you have the Lovers card, which is the 6th, another major arcana. You have 5 major arcanas for February 2016 Aquarius. That's a lot. This is a very eventful month for you. This might be a changing your life sort of month for you, Aquarius. So maybe you realize that you're falling in love with someone, or someone is falling in love with you. And this would also explain why you don't want to take action immediately, why you kind of why you want to spend time with yourself and think and reflect and try to think of what is the next action that I should do or that I should take. Or this might speak of someone, nothing to do with love, but someone is making a choice. And this choice, this someone in your family, could even be your spouse or your co-workers or your boss or whomever, someone in your surroundings is making a choice or is about to make a choice which will affect your life in a very deep level. I don't know what choice it is. And if, let's say your spouse was offered a job in Canada, I don't know, whatever, and you need to think, should I go with my spouse? Should I stay here? That's why you need to take time with yourself and find your own answers within. In the position of hopes, fears, dreams, and advice, you have another major arcana. You have the Hangman, which is really cute. It's, it's a doll with 2 heads. So this again speaks of a period of a pause. There's pause. You have to, it's like a period of not taking action. It's a period of having to be still. Liking it or not, you have to be still. So just be still. It's kind of like be still and the answers maybe will come to you. So this is, I would read this more as the advice. Be still, okay? You need to be still. Don't take action. In the position of the outcome, of possible outcome, you have the Temperance card, which is another major arcana, which is so cute here. So I would say that at the end of the month, you found a way through wise counsel to have some sort of middle ground or some sort of moderation within yourself. If it's, for instance, falling in love, you manage the way of controlling your feelings, for instance. If it's something to do with choices, maybe the best choice, the best possible choice was made at this time, which will satisfy, let's say, both parties. But there's some sort of moderation and self-control and finding the middle ground. And it is necessary for you, in order to have this, for you to really think and reflect during this month of February 2016 Aquarius. So, if you haven't picked in the beginning, please pick now between option A and option B for your own personal angel message. Have you picked? So if you picked option A, the card that came out for you, the angel card, was Jezalel. Great name, isn't it? Kind of stupid. I'm sorry. Weird name. Jezalel, number 8. Number 8. Inspiring ideals. The challenge is not caring how others respond to your concern, and the lesson is what you inspire in others reflects in your own soul. With this card, you should look to inspire other people and sing their praises. Do not be afraid of speaking out your truth. Let people know that you appreciate their place in your life, and rewards will come to you. So it's like it's really it tells you exactly. So it's self-explanatory. So you should inspire others during this month and sing their praises. If you have a co-worker who did a great thing, can put it on an email and tell it to your supervisor, tell it to your boss or whomever. This person did this amazing thing. And if you like people, if you appreciate their efforts or the position they have in your life, you should not be afraid of telling them how you think. You can do it in a very subtle way. You don't have to wear your heart on your sleeve. You can do it. Like, for instance, maybe there's a coworker who makes tea or great coffee every day. You can say, hey, your coffee is always great, thank you. If it's something that you don't usually say it, but thinking, you can say it. Okay, this is the option A. If you picked option B, the card that came out for you is the card that I call the ninja angel. It's Cassiel, number 18. Look at him, he's like hiding. I swear, every time I see him, I think of a ninja. Cassiel, mediator and meditator. The challenge is to live in the world, but be not of it, and the lesson, life will continue regardless. This enigmatic and distant Kabbalistic angel remains aloof and often hidden from human affairs. As he is associated with Saturn, which you can see up. Can you see the image here? Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't even see it. No, here. This is Saturn. This is the symbol for Saturn here. As he is associated with Saturn, he can bring tears and sorrow to those who deserve it. However, he also brings a state of moderation to chaotic situations, which explains the Tower. There's some sort of chaos happening around you, but if you stay within yourself in a moderate type of place, the tears and the sorrows will be diminished in what concerns to you. He also brings a state of moderation to chaotic situations. If this card appears as advice for one's own actions, we must take it that we should remain impartial and let events take their course. There should be no further meddling or engagement in the situation. Just let events, even if they scare you a lot, even if you have no idea, no clue on what to do, what type of action to do, just let it take their course and you'll achieve some sort of state of moderation within yourself, even within the outside world, but more importantly within yourself. Anyway, that's the reading that I have for you, Aquarius. I hope it doesn't really feel like a great month. I'm sorry, I apologize. But if you try to control your emotions, things will be better, okay? If you'd like a personal reading with me, please send an email to dunyaza@gmail.com and I'll be delighted to work with you. That's it. Bye bye.